You probably remember about a month ago when phones across the country buzzed and rang with a loud tone. It signaled the test of the nationwide emergency alert system. If your phone went off, you might be thinking you'll be warned in an emergency in your community. CBS News national investigative correspondent Stephen Stock found out that's not necessarily the case.
3, 2, 1, and
the national test focused on checking the technology. Does the system to send these alerts work? FEMA tells us that test was a success, but it doesn't guarantee you'll get an alert if there's danger near you, because it's up to people to decide when to send those warnings. Take Maui, for example. Officials sent out cell alerts too late after service was down. The emergency manager also admitted he chose not to sound warning sirens when wildfire was overtaking the island.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not. The sirens, as I mentioned earlier, is used primarily for tsunamis.
Our investigation reveals at least a dozen examples across the U.S. in the past decade where alerts to warn the public were either delayed or never sent at all. A former head of FEMA tells me the technology works as long as someone decides to use it.
We almost invariably look at this as a technology issue, a problem with the hardware, a problem with the system. And what we have seen is that's not been the issue. It's been the failure to activate the system or a decision not to activate.
We're investigating who makes that call and what guides their decision. We found FEMA trains local emergency managers and law enforcement. We were there just last week when they met in California to talk about how to better protect the public.
We want to give them the comfort level and the knowledge on how this tool can be beneficial to them and the best way to employ it.
But is FEMA doing enough in that regard, in your mind? Find out her answer and one solution that one state enacted after wildfires swept through town and officials alerted folks after they died. That's coming up in our special report. Now back to you.
You can watch Stephen's full report tonight at 5 right here on WCCO News.